Hey everyone, it's Kinvaris here. Today I'm doing a thief video, sort of. I'm doing a review of gameplay by Agemnon. I hope I got your name right, dude, because if not, I feel really bad because I'm gonna butcher it a lot. Uh, so he made a post on the forums with his video asking people to critique it. So I'm going to minimize the game and we're going to watch his video and I'm going to try to give some feedback, and if I need to demonstrate something, that's why I have my game pulled up. So let's get started. Oh, that's loud. Ouch. My ear. Okay. Um, Alright. Stealth field, why? Is really all I have to say, because you're not going to be able to give your team that much stealth because they don't have blast finishers. So all you ended up doing was kind of wasting initiative. Try not to hesitate when you're doing your shortbow cast is around the 30-second mark on your video. And actually, I don't know if you have this option, but let's see. It's not here. It's somewhere under controls. I'll find it eventually. Ah, no. Here we go. Do like a fast with the range indicator. I think that's what you had on. Like, it looked like it, but you did this number, which was weird. So I would work on, just keep moving while you cast your skills. That'll help you a lot so you don't end up wasting travel time. I know it sounds like a stupid, nitpicky thing, but it's actually very important when you're playing PvP. So, plus this song is really nice and groovy, so I appreciate that. Um, you seem really reliant on stealthing. I would work on becoming a little less reliant on stealth. I'd work on your map awareness because you could have seen that your ranger was incoming and you could have ganked, not ranger, your dragon hunter. You could have seen that he was coming in and then ganked to give yourself an early advantage in the fight and make it impossible for their thief to gank. You're stealthing way too much. Don't rely that much on stealth to do your damage. If you do go stealth, you're going to have a really strong opener. I would recommend doing like a steel backstab combo. If you've never seen that, I'm going to demonstrate it, because I have no idea if you're like brand new to Thief or whatever. So let's say you're going in, you cast backstab, and then right after you hit it, you cast steel, so you'll port to your target and hit them with both steel and backstab. It lets you do a ton more burst, plus you have fury, so your chance for critting will be significantly higher on your dagger pistol. Let's get back to the video, and that's at about 128. That fight, the first fight on your home point. Yeah, you spend a lot of time trying to stealth. Nice call on bailing out of home. Yeah, had a little bit of hesitation there, but overall, that was a good call to make. I know it's never fun to have to leave a teammate, but it's a good call to go get that decap on far. So, yeah. Don't worry about stealthing after you got that decap. It wastes more of your time. And somehow you got yourself into combat, so you ended up being slower because you blinded the engineer. Generally, when they're going to cap their home, they're not going to waste time trying to kill you because they know they won't be able to catch you. So I wouldn't worry about stealthing up as much as you do. So yeah, if you can, try to cut your reliance on stealth, because it's actually not as helpful as you think it would be. And whenever you're traveling around, I would be on your short bow, not on your dagger pistol, because you don't need to stealth this much. Uh, at the 3-minute mark, you're hanging around your home, completely unnecessary at this point. I would work on checking out the minimaps so you can get numbers on their team, because then you'd be able to see that they're not actually coming to your home. Uh, at 3:23, you're unnecessarily spamming a lot of poison fields with your short bow. Uh, I'm actually just gonna go over. I'll knock out in one little portion. This is just general team fighting for solo queue. This isn't like tournament level team fighting strategy because I don't play at a tournament level. But overall, when you're in a team fight with the thief, you want to kind of use your short bow, kind of hang back a bit, and pick out your target, and that's who you're gonna poke at them a bit. That was bad. I killed my target. Sorry about that. So you're gonna kind of poke at your target a bit. Maybe throw out some cluster bombs for some AoE damage if you need to. Maybe, just maybe, you can consider using the poison field, but it's not all that worth it. Once that panic strike procs, you gotta jump in on your dagger pistol, and then you can kind of take them out as necessary. But you want to spend a majority of your team fighting on your short bow, because it's so much harder to kill a thief who's on short bow, because you have evades, you have ports. Like you'll survive better if you use your short bow more in team fights. So you can kind of just do it, poke at your target, and then jump in to the team fight. Once you have a target, you can burst out, and that's when you can start playing around with stealth and blind fields and stuff. But until you get to that point, you're gonna wanna play on your short bow more. Do not spam poison fields like this. This is bad, and it won't do that much damage. Yeah, so you're not gonna do any condition damage. Your team's not likely to blast that for weakness. You can, once you get a target down, you can put one poison field on them and then start cluster bombing. But if you're going to use anything in a team fight, more often than not, you're going to use your auto attack and your number 2. And then if you're getting focused, you can use your number 3. So, yeah, just general team fighting awareness stuff. I thought I'd hit that just because your team fight at about 3:30, so from like 3:23 to whenever that ends, you spend a lot of that time in dagger pistol when you could have just done short bow and been a lot safer. Because now there's not much you can do without running into the enemy AoE. At 3:40 or 3:43, around that time you should pull out, because you spent too much time hanging around, and that cost you your life. So, yeah, I would bail out of a team fight earlier. The second you see your team losing it, just bail and prepare to defend one of your points, because they're going to snowball back after they win. Yeah. Next time, if you can, try to port onto the point and force them to finish you off, because it'll let you get off a respawn quicker. I would consider swapping out bandit. Sorry, not bandits. I would consider swapping out roll for initiative for bandits defense, just for future reference. So that way you have the at 4:46 you started spamming poison fields again. Just keep an eye on that. But yeah, bandits defense would be very helpful, especially in team fights where you start getting focused, because you can have a low cooldown stun break, you can block a lot. At about 5 minutes, I would have swapped to short bow and started cleaving, but you guys won the fight anyway, so it's not a huge deal. Just if that was an extended team fight, you'd probably want to swap to short bow and cleave with cluster bomb. Watch those invulnerabilities because you blew a ton of cooldowns on an invulnerable target, so watch the enemy's UI if you can. Make sure that you're not blowing cooldowns on an invulnerability. With that dodge spam thief at like 5:45 maybe, I think that was the timestamp for it. That dodge spam thief, if you can next time, it'd make it easier for your team if you could steal in and maybe do a Heartseeker or something in between his dodge frames. So it's like right before he hits the ground, you can steal in and that'll prevent his damage, but it also put in a ton of damage for you, and it can kind of help lock down that thief because he does not have any way to remove immobilize, so you can take advantage of that. I would have saved your headshot for when he started using his heal. At 610, you're being way too reliant on stealth again. You're just trying to use those cooldowns. It's very unnecessary. Good use of impact strike at 620. I would either try to get used to using that a little more often, like in big team fights to get stomps, or swap it to Basilisk Venom so you can have more effective ganks. You probably don't need to be at your home at this point, especially because all you're doing is spamming poison fields. But I'd watch your minimap, because you could have saved a lot of time just not spending time sitting at home. Yeah. I would watch that in the future. Just get a little more used to watching your minimap so you can know exactly where you need to go, because you could probably have ended the mid-fight really, really quick. You'd also have seen that your Necro was already on home, and you could have headed to far and gotten the decap there. Yeah, just try to stay off the midpoint if you can until you have a low target. That way you don't get eaten up by that AoE. You happen to pop a really good evade at that point, but if things didn't go that well, you would have been executed immediately. At 7:58, you probably should have pulled out of there a little earlier. Yeah, I would have pulled out earlier from that fight so you didn't die. And again, I'm gonna reiterate this. I would consider running Bandit's Defense, because you probably would have been able to survive that encounter. Yep. Alright, congratulations on that victory. That was a good game. I have no idea how long you've been playing Thief, so if you're just starting out, then keep going with it because you're doing really well. If you've been playing for a while, then I hope you can continue learning from the tips I've given you, and I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see what I can answer for you. Or if you're interested in maybe having a couple fights, or if you have build questions. I also don't know what sorry, I'm getting off topic again. I don't know what build you're running, but for runes you could possibly run Vampirism. I don't know. I personally like it because I like having this little leeching thing every time I heal, because it lets my next attack just deal a little bit extra damage and give me a little bit extra health. So I find it nice, especially because you're rarely above 90% health consistently in a PvP match, so Scholar Runes aren't really my favorite thing. Uh, if you get really good at surviving, I'd consider running Sigil of Bloodlust on your shortbow, so as you cleave people out in team fights, you can get a much higher power level, and if you're never going down, then you can keep that power level all game and really ramp up the damage that you're doing during your ganks. But overall, good gameplay, and I hope to see more from you soon, because it was nice. So, good luck gaming and thieving.